All right. So the three shows are That's So Raven, Lizzie McGuire, and The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. So did you watch each of the three shows?
Yes, I watched all of them, especially Liz McGuire.
How frequently did you watch them?
For a while, like whenever they were newer, it was like every single time that they aired, but it was any time that there was like a repeat episode on or anything like that, I would be watching it. And like my mom worked a lot, so like that was our main thing. Main source of entertainment was TV.
Where did you watch them out? Like, kind of describe the room.
We were living in like a mild studio apartment for most of it, where it was like there were rooms, but it was super open concept. So even if I was like watching it in mine and my brother's room, because we shared the same room, there was like the TV and then our beds. So I would just like lay on the floor in the center where the TV was at and then just watch it. But we would all like end up gravitating towards the same room anyways. So it was like, no matter what, there was at least like one or two other people in there, but we were just sprawled out all over the floor, just like dead set watching.
So who all did you watch it with, like from your family or friends and stuff?
It was mostly me and my dad especially, and then my brother watched it like occasionally, but he was more into like Sweet Life or anything that dealt with like guys. Like That's So Raven had like men in the show, but not that much Lizzie McGuire, because that one was like very teen girl.
Yeah. So how old were you when these shows were on air? The earliest was Lizzie McGuire, which started in 2001. And then the latest was Zach and Cody, which went till 2008. It's like that kind of 7-year period.
Yeah, I would say from like straight 2001. Like I think I was 5 years old whenever it first started.
Yeah.
And so like ever since kindergarten, that was like the hot thing that we would all talk about during recess. Was like any Disney Channel show. We would like act out the scenes and stuff. We were pretty cool. We were great.
So which of the three shows was your favorite?
It's like a tie between Lizzie McGuire and That's So Raven, because like Lizzie was like very lesson oriented, like talking about like different like cliques and things, or like things that you were dealing with at the time. But That's So Raven was more entertaining.
Yeah.
So I really liked Lizzie because it kind of helped me like understand like social stuff. But Raven was like super entertaining. So I couldn't decide like which would be my favorite out of those two.
Yeah. So would you say that you found the shows relatable to you?
Yeah, I was a very dramatic child, as you can tell. And yeah, so especially like Lizzie McGuire with like the internal monologue, like I've always been like very sassy towards like situations, but I try and keep it like inside. So I saw like Lizzie McGuire and I was like, she's saying it and thinking it, and that's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
And so I was like, that's awesome.
So tell me a little bit about just like the memories you have associated with the shows.
I think like the one that sticks out the most is every time that my mom would leave for school, whenever we were living in Kansas, because she was like going to college trying to get her associate's degree and everything. So it would always be me and my dad, and we would sit in this massive recliner that could fit like 2 or 3 people, and he would get like a big thing of like Coke or Diet Coke, and we would share it the entire time that we were watching it. And then we always had like some sort of popcorn, and I just remember the popcorn because my mom would come home after we were like binge watching these shows, and she would get so upset because most of it would like end up on the floor, like inside the chair, and it was horrible to clean, but like it was fun at the time. And then my mom would come home and be like, "What are you guys doing? I was gone for like 2 hours. How can you be that messy while watching a show?"
So what specifically did you like about each of the three shows?
I feel like with The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, they were always getting into antics, and that's what my brother and I always like strived for, but never actually like were successful at. Like we weren't as crazy as Zach and Cody, and then like we moved a lot, so like we could understand like the whole living in hotel rooms type thing. And then with That's So Raven, she was just so sassy and like so with it all the time, and she was like so fashion forward and all that, and like that was the other thing that I was like, yes, I love that. And then with Lizzie McGuire, just like the internal monologue, I was like, this is so relatable. This is me. I am the same like sassiness on the inside, trying to be like calm and composed on the outside.
So if these shows were still on today, do you think you would watch them?
Yes. I still watch like every single rerun, but I feel like if they made it like relatable to things now, I would definitely still watch it.
So do you think you're gonna watch? They're gonna bring back That's So Raven and have her be an adult and she's
Yeah.
like gonna be a single mom and she's gonna have a psychic child. So like, do you think you're gonna tune in and see if that's any good?
I'm gonna binge watch that like it's my life. Yeah, I'm gonna be and, like even with like Full House, like Fuller House and all of
Yeah.
that. I love that. So I'm like, if that's so Raven came out with that, I'm all
Yeah.
about that. Yes.
So for the final question, how do you think these shows compare to the ones that are currently on Disney Channel?
I feel like the ones that are on right now, a lot of them revolve around like time travel and like ridiculous stuff that's like not even possible, or like having your own YouTube channel and
Yeah.
like no kid has like a YouTube channel that's that popular as like Bizarre or whatever it's called,
Yeah.
but like with that so Raven like hating PE and like never wanting to go to it, or like whenever she had like the Black History Month episode that was
Yeah.
like that one I remember like specifically, it was super impactful, or having issues with other people at school, like that's all relatable, but not really like time traveling or any of that. Like it's really catchy and people like the idea of like all this impossible stuff, but
So do you think
doesn't really appeal.
do you think Disney Channel's kind of gone away from like wanting to teach lessons to kids and more so just wants to be entertaining?
Yeah, I think it's like the wow factor, the entertainment factor. Like it's not really like with how kind of polarized like
Yeah.
morals and political beliefs and all of that have gotten. I feel like they try and stay away from that as much as possible because they're like, nope, that's not our position. We don't want to deal with it. We just want to make money and then that's it.
All right.